Welcome to CET2793. Now this course is titled Windows Network Infrastructure. Now in this course we deal with how the components within a network communicate with one another. And the other networking courses, 2792 and 2791, we deal with installing, configuring, and managing the different entities in the network. The people, the different objects that are in there, the system, the machines themselves. Now, in this course, I've got it broken down into 10 different modules. And we start out with the Start Here module, but any of these, if you click on these tiles, they're links to the modules themselves. Now, this final module won't open up until, I think, the beginning of the last month of the course. Now, from here, if you click it, it'll take you to the specific overview page for that module. Now, if we clicked on one now, it would say you don't have permissions to access that. We've got to go to Start Here first, and if we click Start Here, which you would have had to have done to get to this video, which will be posted in here, so this is where you're watching it. So at this point, you followed the instructions to start here, and you've gotten to this page. You've got a description of the page, or the course itself, and course objectives. Now, these are the things that you need to be able to do, the things you'll take away from this course. All right. And then we've got a list of different items within the Start Here module. Excuse me. So on the left side of the course, you see a modules page, tab. This link will take you to a page that has all of the modules, the course modules, laid out in it. Now, you can access the modules over there if you choose, or we can go through it step by step. Now, in this first module, this Start Here module, you're required to view each one of these pages. You got 19 pages. You have to view each one. Now, by view, it just means go to it. Now, I want you to do more than just go to it. Go to it and go through each item on there and understand what they're about. Whether it's the course calendar, which we have over here on the left. See the icon for calendar. If you clicked on that, it'll take you to a calendar that has every assignment associated with this course set up in that calendar. So from the first day of the course, you know exactly what's due and when. There should be no confusion about what is going to be due and when from day one. With that said, plan ahead. Now, many of these modules I've got set up to where you've got a couple of weeks in between them to complete the work. Not all. There are some of the modules that are stacked one week after the next. And depending on from course to course, you may have a module each week in some of the courses I offer. So with that said, in the calendar, everything you need to know about when things are due and what's due. And that's discussed in here, course information and due dates. So as long as you go through these things, view them, get an understanding of what the expectations are. When you're done, complete this syllabus and course agreement. You got to get 10 out of 10 to proceed to the next module. There's no grades associated with anything in this Start Here module. But this module acknowledges you're in the class. You understand what it is we're going to do. You've agreed to the commitment, or the time commitment, whatever it may be. And we're proceeding from there. Now, I've got a policy that I discuss here in this welcome, and I think I've got another page that I discuss it as well. And in this page, scroll down, right here, I say, I have what I call my had a bad day policy. And this policy addresses things that come up during the course by dropping the lowest scores in the list below. So the assignments, which are the MindTap labs, or exercises, I dropped the lowest 2. I dropped the lowest 2 test scores. I dropped the lowest 1 project. I dropped the 1 lowest discussion and 1 lowest reflection. So of the graded items, I drop this many things. Now, what it equates to is, aside from MindTap, most labs or most modules have 3 or 4 MindTap assignments. But each module has a test, a project, and a reflection, and just over half the modules have discussions. So if you missed a module, you're almost covered for everything that you would have been held accountable for. I drop those lower scores. I don't accept late work. The due dates are clear. As I said, they're in the calendar, so you know what's due and when, and plan ahead. I've got a little bit of extra credit, and we'll go and talk about that here. So the extra credit, if I click on assignments, you can see the groupings for each one of the assignments. You've got a final project. You've got the MindTap labs. Here's those assignments. Like I said, there's, for module 3, there's only 2. But other modules may have more. Module 4, there's 4. Okay. So just plan ahead. You'll know what you have ahead of you. You've got 6 in module 7. So set some extra time ahead for that. Like I said, you've got a project for each one of the modules, a test for each one of the modules. These tests, you can take them as many times as you want, take as long as you want to complete them, but on the due date, we're done. They're not accepted for a grade after the due date. So knock those out before they're due. The discussions close on the due date. Once I've graded these things, the grades won't change. And that holds true with anything. Now, there's one thing that, let's say a discussion, and this one for the term that I'm recording this Module 2 discussion is due on February 5th. Let's say that I don't grade that until February 7th. If you were able to get something in there before I graded it, it's going to be counted towards the grade. If it's due on the 5th, I grade it on the 6th, and you post on the 7th, it's whatever you did on the 7th, it's already been graded. So once they've been graded, those grades are final. I've got what we call an assignment support form. This is due in module 9, final module of the course, aside from the wrap-up. But this assignment support form, you're required to post a minimum of 3 posts in that discussion through the entire term. These others, you need 3 posts for the module 2, 3 posts here. So each one requires 3 posts. This one's not due until the end. And the assignment support forum is a place for you to go and help each other out. Ask questions, post things that you found, share insights and information about, hey, anybody else having a problem with this? Be there for each other. All right. Now, with that said, these reflections that I have at the end of each module is another way for you to be there for each other, but also for me to get a good understanding, module by module, how you're doing. If you're struggling, what works, what doesn't work. This is something I just started the last time we offered this course, and I don't have a whole lot of data yet. The goal for this is to improve the course, improve what I do, and to give insights, tips, tricks, whatever it may be, for the upcoming or those that follow along your path. So I may have some tips, tricks, insight pages added to modules along the way as I review through the previous data from the reflections. So I've got data in reflections from the last time we did this course. I can pull that data into these modules, and you may see tips, tricks, and insights pages pop in. And if you do, it'll give you an idea how much time do I need to spend on this course or on this module. What should I expect? What's tough? What's easy? Whatever it may be. So I appreciate you playing your role in making the course better and paying it forward to those students that are coming behind you, and let them know what to expect. Now, extra credit. Here's the bonus points. Course eval at the end of the course. I may, and I say this as a not carved in stone, I may include an additional item, which would be additional bonus points, in there at some point. So just keep an eye out if additional bonus points, another assessment, is added in there. I've got some ideas to add more points in. Now these points add on top of your overall grade. So everything up above, you've got what equates to 100%. This is an extra 2%. So overall, the course is worth 102%, but your grade's only out of 100. So if you fell short somewhere, these extra 2 points could help. If you got 100 and everything else, you'd end up with 102 in the course. Max out. So I may be able to add some extra stuff in there, but it really needs to be something that's significant for me to add it in there. Attendance verification, syllabus and course agreement. That's something, like I said, you need to do that before you can move on to Module 1. It does not count towards your course grade. In that Start Here module, there's discussion of how to go into your gradebook and do what ifs to find out, hey, what if I don't do this? Plug in a 0. See how that impacts your grade. All right. So, I'm glad you've joined us, and nothing will open up until you, as I said, complete that Start Here module, complete the quiz, and don't move ahead too fast. You do have the ability to work ahead. When it comes to discussions, it's hard to have a conversation if you're the only one in the room. So if you've moved ahead too far and there's nobody else there, you don't have anybody to respond to. It's not to say that I discourage you moving ahead and managing your time effectively. You've got a calendar. You understand what's due and when. I try to post announcements regularly to let you know a heads up on what's going on, things that somebody may have identified as an issue or whatever's taking place. Ask questions early and often. Utilize that assignment support forum. It's a great resource. And you don't have access to that final module. I'm changing what was there for the final to make it better than what we'd had it in the previous term. So with that said, welcome and enjoy the course.